Gentlemen, it's time for some high school basketball on Nash Icon. Got a good matchup tonight. MVL, it's the Sheridan Generals and the John Glenn Muskies. I'm Bill Kassler. Joining me, the man who knows the rules, the man who played the games, John Valentine.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now. Well,
I got a little bit to live up to.
I'm
here.
setting you up there, brother. I'm telling you right now. You count on me to do a good job. I'll tell you something, John. Happy to see when I drew this game because these two teams right here, they're always in the thick of the MVL race, and this year is no exception.
No exception. They're, as we speak, in the large school division in the MVL, sitting at number 2 and number 3, just a game between each other. Both losing to Tri-Valley here recently, who's sitting at the number 1 spot.
Yeah, and I think Tri-Valley's state ranked this year. So, I mean, Scotty's have a good year, but year in, year out, large school division, those 3 teams, or 1 or 2 of them, always seem to be somewhat in the mix. I've also seen this year, Maysville looks like they've got a pretty good basketball team. So there's 4 teams really in the upper division that I think have a shot to make some noise. And John Glenn and Sheridan are 2 of them.
Yeah, and I agree. Maysville has Coach Brown always gets the most out of his players over there. I really enjoy watching his teams play. They've got a couple good players and have given both of these teams run for their money. Actually, Maysville beat John Glenn by 10, and Sheridan beat Maysville by 4 or 5, something like that, a couple weeks ago. So tonight's matchup, anyway, again, going back a long history, these schools do not like each other. We all know that. They have good sports history, good rivalries, and it's on the football field, it's on the basketball floor as well. So we're looking for a pretty good matchup tonight for the AVC Game of the Week, MVL Game of the Week.
Yeah,
right?
we're on video, so we're not going to be able to fake anybody out. So you can incidentally watch this game on YRP TV on YouTube. So keep that in mind. If you want to hear us and watch the ball game as well, you can turn on the computer and tune us in right there. And I believe that there's a link available right on our website, yourradioplace.com. So we're not all that hard to find. So, but we are looking to have a good one tonight. Let's talk a little bit about the Generals, who they come in and they actually have a 9-2 record this year, so they're off to a good start. And it's an interesting thing. We were looking at their roster; they only go 9 deep. But when I went down and talked to some of the people from Sheridan, basically they said, "Yeah, we go 9 deep, and all 9 play."
Well, and it's a huge benefit, right? For being at the high school level, Coach Fisher being able to have 9 guys that he can rotate in and out. Of course, he's got 9. That doesn't mean they're all going to play equally, right? So you still have your 4 or 5 main players, but to be able to give those guys a break with some guys off of the bench is huge. Typically later in the year, but once that calendar flips to January and you're into you're starting to think about end of year at this point, getting ready for tournaments and those kind of things. So usually once the calendar flips is when you start seeing teams start to give the bench players a little bit extra time and try to get them ready and to see if they are ready. And obviously Coach Fisher feels pretty confident in his guys. He lets them all play quite frequently.
This is a little bit different Sheridan team as well. They're a little bit bigger and not quite as quick as we're used to seeing. Usually we were talking about it. Generals like to get up and run up and down, and it seems this year they're relying on their size. They've got a couple of guys, Mason Morse at number 33, he's a 6'5 senior. He's a good one, and they also have Kalen Pulliam, number 11. He's 6'4", and he's a senior as well, so a little bit more size this year. But talking to some of the Sheridan people and some of the John Glenn people, they feel that number 10, Reed Kokonis, the point guard and the three-point shooter, may be their best and most important player who's on the floor tonight. He's kind of actually the general of the Generals. He makes a lot of decisions and makes a lot of good things happen for those players down inside.
Well, in most teams, you're only going to be as successful as your point guard. If he's the distributor, he's the one that's got the ball in his hands the most. If he could be able to bring guys out and get double teams by taking the ball to the hole and being able to dish to guys like Pulliam and Morrison, who have a size advantage, significant size advantage, I think that's why this Sheridan's team is a little bit different than in years past because they do have that size, so they can take advantage of that. They're only averaging 55 points a game.
Well, and you pointed that out earlier, and that's what made us think that they must be playing a lower tempo and probably, a little bit more defensively. They're a little bit more settled as far as that goes. I'm sure that we're going to look for a half-court basketball game out of the Generals tonight. Well,
yeah, and if you're the Generals, that is what your goal is for tonight. You have to slow John Glenn down because they average more than you do from an offensive standpoint. And if John Glenn can hit a couple threes early and get their confidence up, it's going to be a track meet, and Sheridan's going to have to be able to keep up with them. And it's not going to necessarily be a half-court game.
Yeah, and you and I talked with Coach Sheck. I talked to him just before game, and the one thing he told me was he said, we have to negate their size. I mean, and that's a concern for anybody that's going to play Sheridan this year.
Well, and that's a concern for John Glenn because they just don't have the size. Besides the the Larrick brothers, they don't have that size. Larricks are both listed at 6'5". You take those guys away, and your next biggest guy really is Colin Campbell and Nathan Walker, and you don't really want Walker inside. Guarding some bigger guys. Even though he's athletic enough he can guard, he's also your main scorer and your best player on the offensive end. So you don't want your best player to be getting foul trouble because he's guarding the bigger guy on the defensive end. So it's going to be unique to see what Coach Sheck does to be able to combat the two bigger guys inside for Sheridan tonight.
What a difference a year makes. Nathan Walker last year, he was a good player. This year, boy, you see another level.
He has certainly turned up the heat. We had him last week at the Cambridge game, and he basically took that game over in the fourth quarter and willed them to an overtime victory over Cambridge. He had 27 points that night, and he didn't have his best night. He was really struggling early in that game, but he caught fire in that fourth quarter. Coach Sheck didn't blink. He knew that Nathan Walker's his leader. He let him go ahead and take over that game, and he willed him to that victory.
All right, it's the Generals, it's the Muskies. We're going to take a quick break. We will be back with more from John Glenn High School right after this. Welcome back to John Glenn High School. Bill Castler, John Valentine with you here getting ready for the tip between the Muskies and the Generals tonight. Ought to be a great matchup. John, I talked to Coach Sheck and mentioned it a little bit earlier. He really feels the key to stopping Sheridan is to contain those big men. What are you looking at tonight as the key for John Glenn?
Well, I think John Glenn needs to play their game, and what that means is they're not afraid to shoot threes. They shoot a heck of a lot of them, but they're also shooting 37% as a team from beyond the arc. So with the big guys that Sheridan has to be able to come out to the three-point line, to be able to guard against that three-point shot, I think is going to open up maybe some things inside to be able to drive to the hole and some of those things too. So I think Coach Sheck here, his MO is going to be don't do more than what you're supposed to do, right? You are a team that likes to shoot the ball deep, but what they're going to have to make sure of is that they do not let Sheridan get second chance points. So, when you have an opportunity to get in there and get a body on somebody and get a rebound, you're going to have to do it.
Well, and it's a bad pun, but it's a tall order. I would hate to
say tonight. That's for sure.
You got a 6'4" and a 6'4" guy that can play inside. It is going to be a very tall order. I'm looking personally for maybe a little bit of pressure on Kokonis. They might want to try to get him in trouble because if John Glenn can do that, well, it kind of cripples the Generals as to what they like to do.
Right, and the Muskies can do that. They can turn up the heat defensively. They like to face guard. They like to get after it, and they've got, again, they're a smaller team, so they've got a lot of quick guys that can get up and down the floor, and their issue is they don't have a real deep bench from that standpoint. So if you got Israel or if you got Walls or somebody like that gets in foul trouble, you're gonna have to pull the reins back a little bit.
All right, getting ready for the tip between John Glenn and Sheridan. We're going to take one more break. We will be back with more from John Glenn High School right after this.
ABC Sports presents high school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Doan Ford, West 40 Auto Sales, W.B Green Insurance, The Rogers Company, Southeastern Med, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Valentine Insurance, and Beth A Glass CPA.
You build your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge. Don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of a guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Feeding the world takes the work of a farmer. Patrons Buckeye Mutual, your local Grinnell Mutual member insurance company, tips our hat to those who help ensure that we can all eat tomorrow. We are proud to offer the coverage farmers need to keep growing. So we're taking a moment to say thank you for planning our future. Trust in farming. Trust in Patrons Buckeye Mutual. Trust in tomorrow. Contact your Patrons Buckeye agent today at 638-3604. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
You're listening to high school basketball on 107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon, WILE Cambridge.
And the final strains of our national anthem as we prepare for the introduction of the starting lineups. And John Valentine, I believe that you have the starters down tonight for both the Generals and the Muskies.
We do. For the visiting Generals, again, they bring in a 9-2 record overall, number 2 right now in the MVL large school division at 5-1, and their starters are senior Blaine Hannon. He's a 6-foot guard. And number 3 and number 10, of course, we had mentioned Reed Kokonis. He's a 5'11 junior. Their leading scorer, number 11 senior, Kalen Pulliam. And they also have Kyle Peters, who is also a senior, 6-foot guard. And then Mason Morrison, we mentioned him earlier. He's the 6'5 senior. So starting, some pretty good senior leadership there. And for the Muskies, who come in with a 6-3 record, number 3 in the MVL large school division, with a 4-2 record, they start same guys that they have been all year. You're going to hear Nathan Walker's name quite a bit. He's a 6'2 junior. And then Avery Palmer, he's your leading, he's your court marshal. He's the guy that's going to have the ball in his hands. He's going to set his feet and shoot real nice threes. He's a 5'9 senior. Caden Walls is a 5'10 junior. We had mentioned him a little bit earlier. And Colin Campbell is a 6-foot senior, along with Stephon Israel, a 5'9 senior. So that's a starting 5 that basically has been on the floor most of the year from a starting lineup standpoint for the Little Muskies. So interested to see how this game plays out. I think it's, as we said, it's going to be. I think John Glenn's going to try to speed it up a little bit and get up and down the floor a little bit, get some of those big guys tired, and Sheridan, on the other hand, is going to try to slow it down and stay in the half court a little bit more.
Yeah, I watched Walls go off in the last game I saw John Glenn in against Coshocton, 16 points, so he's capable too. All right, there is the opening tip, and it is controlled by the Muskies. Avery Palmer with the basketball. Palmer, top of the key. Hands it off to Walls, who drives back up to the top of the key. Back over to Stephen Israel. Now back out near midcourt. Palmer looks things over again. Palmer to Israel. Israel finds a cutting Campbell. Down the lane, up and in. Nice job there by Campbell. He made some room under the basket.
Yeah, he's good enough that he can play inside and outside. Good footwork. Moved his body around enough, used his pivot foot, and got right underneath the basket.
All right, with the basketball, Sheridan gets it down low. Nice job there. That's Walker with the block on number 33, Mason Morrison, and Muskies come up with it. And now Walker's got the basketball for John Glenn.
In first offensive set, you saw exactly what Sheridan wants to do. Slow it down, get it inside, but you saw John Glenn collapse on that defense. They had Morrison triple team.
Down on the blocks, yeah. They're going to try to work those guys, no doubt about it. Walls now works it back to Palmer. Palmer on the wing, now comes back top of the key. That's Campbell. Campbell working on Morrison. Down the lane, spinning, turning, shooting, and scoring. That's 4 for Colin Campbell, and it's 4-0 John Glenn. 6:40 left in the first.
And that's real easy to get to see that they saw the advantage there for the Muskies. Morrison guarding Campbell. All day you're going to take that ball to the hoop.
And then Pulliam. That's number 11, Kalen Pulliam. Finds a little lane, drives, and puts it up and in, and he's got some quicks.
Yeah,
Morrison's a little bit more of a static player, but Pulliam, he can move. All right, Muskies with the basketball. 4-2 lead now for John Glenn. Long shot by Campbell. High off the rim, no good. Walls with the rebound. Fights off one of the generals and now gets it out to Palmer. Palmer back to Walker. Walker top of the key. Walker working on Pulliam, drives down the lane, in the lane, turning, shooting, and blocked by Pulliam. Nice job. Israel picks the ball up for John Glenn now. Back to Walls. Walls down the lane, loses the handle, picked up by Pulliam for Sheridan. Sheridan with the basketball. 4-2. First turnover of the game for John Glenn. With the basketball now, number 10, Reed Kokonis. Kokonis hands it off to Pulliam. Pulliam down the lane, pulls up, little 8-foot jumper, can't get it to go. Morrison rebounds, up and in.
Huge size advantage you see coming into play there. Morrison went after that ball, and he was not going to be denied.
All right, with the basketball, John Glenn off the backboard is Walls, can't get it to go, and rebound Sheridan. Up the floor quickly, long shot by Pulliam, that's short. Boy, I'll tell you what, John Glenn wants to see that all night long. Palmer with the basketball now for John Glenn. Palmer top of the key, he'll take the three, no good. Can't get it to go, rebound comes out. Kokonis has the basketball. Kokonis driving on Palmer now, kicks it back outside. Morrison now top of the key. Back out to Kokonis on the wing. Kokonis gets it over to Pulliam, long three, no good. Palmer comes up with it. Hey, Pulliam 0 for 2 so far from outside the arc.
Yeah, and neither one looked like a good shot at all. Way short off the front of the rim.
All right, Walker with the ball now for John Glenn. Hands it off to Walls. Walls looking for some help. Now finds Israel, who puts a shot up. That's up and in. That's a three. Stephen Israel, that's his first points of the night, and it's 7-4 John Glenn. Back down, that's number 23. That's Kyle Peters with the basketball. He'll drive down the lane, up and in. Nice job there by Peters. That's going to make it 7-6. 4:13 left in the first.
And, the size, what I see so far from Sheridan, yes, they're big, but they're athletic. They're big guys. They look like basketball players.
And nice job there by Walls. He pulls up and takes a nice little 8-foot jump shot. That's good for him. Nice penetration there. 9-6 now, John Glenn. Kokonis with the ball. Kokonis down the lane, up and in. He's athletic too, isn't he?
Yeah, smooth. Put it off the glass with the left hand.
9-8, long shot by Israel. Likes the spot. Man, they found him right away. Puts another three in. 6 points for him real quick. 12-8 now.
It's one thing you cannot do is let anybody on this John Glenn team set their feet and get a good look at the hoop.
Well, you said that they want to shoot some threes, and so far, Israel's found the range. Lots of subs coming in for John Glenn. Few coming in for the Generals as well. Kokonis with the basketball for Sheridan. He'll throw it in. Looking now, finds Pulliam on the block. Working on Walker. And that ball is thrown around and finally thrown away. Reed Packer loses it. Muskie's come up with it. Campbell's got it now. Working on the baseline. Back outside, Palmer's going to reset the offense. Palmer. Out on him, number 15, Andrew Holden. Now over to Walker. Walker to Israel. They're out on him pretty quick. Inside, turning, shooting, and scoring. That's number 40, Noah Larrick.
Larrick just coming into the game and makes his presence known. He wanted that ball right away. He was calling for it. Nice move to the hole and knocking it in.
All right, with the basketball now, it's number 5, Rain Rodich. Oh, missed the shot. That was Rodich putting it in for 2. Nice job. 14-10 now. Lob pass for Larrick, and he stepped on the baseline, knocked it back into Walker, who knocked down the shot, but nothing doing.
No, the official said he stepped on the line before that pass out to Walker.
Yeah, in that last basket, that was Rain Rodich driving and got that ball to go in. As promised, looks like the Generals are pretty deep. Kokonis with the basketball to Rodich now. Rodich, top of the key, down the lane, kicks it back outside. That's 15. That's Holden. Holden on the elbow, back out now to Kokonis. Kokonis drives down the lane, finds Pulliam. Pulliam at the elbow, shots up and good.
Pulliam's got a nice, clean shot. He's tall, he's thin, he's long, and he can get up and take that jump shot.
Well,
only his second make on 8 attempts already.
I was going to say, he saw that he wasn't going to be able to drive. He just pulled up and took a nice shot. Campbell with a long shot now for John Glenn. That rebound is fought for. Pulliam comes down with it for Sheridan. 14-12, 1:41 left here in the first. John Glenn with a 2-point lead. Kokonis with the basketball. Sheridan finds number 14, Reed Packer. Kokonis, top of the key, all alone, takes a shot, no good. Rebound coming down with it. That is number 4. That is Tyler Steinoff for John Glenn. Walker now. Been a little quiet early on.
Yeah, Walker has one shot attempt, but, up and down the floor, there's been a lot of scoring in transition.
Palmer. He works it over to Campbell. Back outside now, Steinoff. Steinoff looking down for Larrick. Ball's knocked away. Here come the Generals, holding up the floor quickly, driving, shooting, whistle on the play. Let's see. That's probably going to be on Steinoff, I think.
I think so, and they're going to give him a shooting foul. It looks like he was trying to get rid of that ball instead of put it up, but they're going to give him a shooting foul.
And that is the first foul of the game with just 56.8 seconds left in the first quarter. And number 15, Andrew Holden, will be shooting a pair. Substitutions being waved in before they give Holden the basketball. Right now he's ready. 14-12, ball's up, that's good.
And since we've been up and down the floor so much, Mason Morrison's seen a lot of time on the bench so far.
Yeah, like I said, when I talk to the Sheridan people, basically they said, Morrison's a pretty key guy, but they all play. Shot by Walker, high off the back of the rim, no good. Fighting for that rebound, that's number 5, Rodich. Rodich to Holden. Pulliam. Driving, shooting, and missing. That is number 14, Reed Packer. Man, he had a clear lane and just couldn't get it to fall.
Rolled around the rim, it seemed like a couple times, and just wouldn't go through.
14-13, 14 seconds left here, and I'm thinking, looks like John Glenn's probably going to hold for one. Steinoff for the basketball. Back out now to Walker. Pulliam's working on Walker to Walls. Long shot by Walker off the backboard. Just couldn't get it to go. A little bit too much. Man, good first quarter of play here. Score after one. It's John Glenn 14, Sheridan 13. We'll take a break. Back with more right after this.
An estimated 41% of people eligible for cancer screenings have delayed their appointments due to the pandemic. Southeastern Med is one of 10 hospitals to join with the American Cancer Society's Returning to Screening initiative. The goal is to increase the rates of screenings for all cancers, but especially the most common: breast, cervical, colorectal, and lung. To learn how to schedule your screening appointment, call 740-439-8000 or visit seormc.org.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at doanford.com.
John Glenn High School, Bill Castler, John Valentine. John Glenn with a 14-13 lead on Sheridan. We're getting underway here in the second quarter. It is Generals basketball. Pulliam now driving down the lane, up and can't get it to go. Nice rebound by Walker. He skied over everybody to get that. Now he pulls up, finds Campbell on the wing now. Muskies set up their half-court offense. Back now, Israel. Got a couple threes on the night. Back out top of the key to Walker. I think Pulliam's doing a pretty good job on Walker so far. He's been a little quiet. Walls with the basketball now, down on the baseline. Has the ball knocked away, picks it up again, and gets it back out to Campbell. Top of the key now. That's Walker. Walker tried to get a pass down inside to Campbell, knocked away by Morris, and here come the Generals. Oh, driving, shooting, easy. Oh, that's a miss. Number 5, Wayne Rodich, had a wide open lane, and he missed the shot. Still 14-13. That's going to be a foul quickly there. I think that's going to be on number 5. Let me see. Yeah, Rodich is going to come out. And, let me see. Number 15, excuse me. That is Andrew Holden coming out. And coming in for him, that's 23, one of the starters, Kyle Peters.
Yeah, a little frustration foul there by Rodich because he missed the easy bump.
Oh, man, they left him wide open. Everybody, it was like the Red Sea parting all of a sudden. All right. With the basketball now, that is Avery Palmer now. Palmer, top of the key. Kicks it off on the wing. Walls in the lane, looking for a little help now as he pulls up. Better hurry. Outside, Palmer's got it. Palmer, top of the key. Works it over to Campbell now. Campbell, into the lane. Driving, spinning, shooting, and scoring. Colin Campbell, 6 points on the night, and it's a 16-13 lead for John Glenn. 6:29 left in the second. Down with the basketball, that's 23, Kyle Peters. Peters looking for some help, finds Morrison out near midcourt. Not his area of expertise. Peters now with the basketball.
No, and I think if I'm Sheridan, I'm going to try to get that ball inside to Morrison here. He's only touched the ball once so far.
Pulliam now with the ball, driving, shooting, and can't get it to go. Rebound, Morrison, and there goes. They're going to say a push on Morrison.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, he went over the top of Colin Campbell, who was battling him for the basketball, but it looked like a foul to me. No doubt he's after the basketball, but...
Yeah, he wasn't in position there. And again, a little frustration on his end because he's only seen the ball once on the offensive end, really at the block. He's trying to do a little bit too much to get involved in the game.
Pulliam's a little cold now, too. So both Walker and Pulliam. Ooh, nice pass down inside. Palmer's got it. Can't get it to go. Rebound is knocked out of bounds. Sheridan basketball. They're going to say last touch by John Glenn. So 5:49 left here in the second. 16-13, 3-point lead for John Glenn. Kokonis with the basketball. Kokonis to the elbow. Finds Pulliam driving on the baseline, turning, shooting, and let's see. They're going to say it's traveling.
He stepped on the end line.
Okay.
A little full court pressure here by the Generals.
Surprising with John Glenn's quickness. Although they're kind of retreating into that half court now. Pulliam on Walker, top of the key now. Israel back to Walls. Walls back to Walker. Walker takes a look at it, now pulls back, takes the shot up and in. That's only going to be 2 points.
Yeah, it's only going to be a matter of time before Nathan Walker gets involved in the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, that time he actually looked like he might drive, and his man dropped back into deep, play half-court defense, and he pulled back and stepped back and knocked down a jumper. Here comes John Glenn after a missed Sheridan shot. Walker with the ball up and in.
As we said, only going to be a matter of time before he gets involved.
He was a little bit cold in the first, but I'm going to tell you something right now. He is playing pretty well right here in the second, 21-13. Man, Walker all of a sudden turns it on, 4 quick points, and that last one, it just shows the skill.
Yeah, as I said the other day in that Cambridge game, he was 2 for 7 in the first half, and then turned it on and finished the game with 27 points. Just overtook the game.
Yeah.
And you can see he's got skills. He can shoot, obviously. We understand that. But you see his ball handling skills, too. He had a nice crossover there to be able to finish at the rim.
Well, and Coach Fisher did the right thing. Boy, he could sense right away, Walker's feeling it. Let's slow things down just a little bit here. Because up to this point, number 11, Kalen Pulliam, had done a pretty good job on Nate Walker, slowing him down.
Right.
Kokonis now with the basketball for Sheridan. They trail 21-13, 4:51 left here in the first half. Down now on the baseline. Kokonis gets it to Morrison. Morrison into the lane, up and can't get it to go. A lot of traffic there. Good job there by Campbell, manning up on Morrison.
And you saw the double team. They collapsed down there into the game for John Glenn. Noah Larrick trying to play a little bit of defense there on Morrison, too. Again, you could see the frustration in Morrison's eyes when he got that ball, man. He wanted to make something happen.
Well, Coach Scheck said one of his goals is to negate their size, and that seems to be doing the job.
Yeah, and 4th rebound by Caden Walls already for John Glenn.
All right, Walker with the basketball now over on the wing to Palmer. Palmer takes a look around, top of the key again. That's Walker on the other wing now, Walls. Walls back over. Campbell now on the wing, driving down the lane right into Morrison. That's going to be on Campbell, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be an easy call for the official. Campbell a little out of control and saw he didn't have the lane, and Morrison takes up so much room.
Yeah.
Campbell tried to get around him and just couldn't.
Yeah, and he was set, but when he's set, he takes up a lot of room. I mean, he's a big man. And I don't mean to say that he is just, he's a good-sized guy.
He sure is.
Kokonis now with the basketball, working it over to 23. That's Kyle Peters. Peters drives into the wing and now kicks it back out to Kokonis. And Kokonis down the lane, loses the handle quickly. That's a nice job there by Israel. I think that he was ready to pull the trigger, and Israel knocked it right off his foot.
And Israel let him know that, too, after that. Hey, man, that's just because of great defense on my part, buddy.
That's the way he plays. I like the way he plays.
I've got 3 turnovers for Sheridan compared to 4 for John Glenn.
Colin Campbell now with the basketball, works it back out. That's Walker. Walker down to Israel. Israel, Larrick in the low post, back outside to Campbell. Campbell now finds a cutting Israel. He finds that shot for 3 again. This time it doesn't go. Rebound Sheridan down with the basketball. That's Kokonis. Kokonis over quickly to number 11. That's Kalen Pulliam, and he can't make the shot again. He has not found the range yet here tonight.
0 for 3 from beyond the arc is Pulliam so far.
Walker now with the basketball. Top of the key for John Glenn. They lead 21-13. Nice cut, Israel up and in. Wow, backdoor cut by Stephen Israel. You gotta like that.
Yeah, if you're going to over-pursue, John Glenn's going to backdoor you all day long.
Kokonis with the basketball, works it down inside. That is number 3. That's Blaine Hannon, and Hannon puts it down for 2, and that's a badly needed 2 for Sheridan Generals. Down 23-15. Long shot. Walker, does not go. Coming down with it is Kokonis for the Generals. Kokonis now up the floor quickly, driving in the lane. Can't get it to go. Larrick was on his back. No call. Looking at the officials.
And Kokonis is asking that question. Wait a minute, man.
Didn't he get me on the back?
Didn't you see him climbing on my back, sir?
He's 6'5". How can you miss him? Yeah. 2:25. It's going to be Generals basketball on the John Glenn baseline. Slipping it down inside. Now they're going to get a foul as trying to work it to number 15. That is Andrew Holden. But Holden can't do anything with the ball, but a foul called, and I think that's going to be on Campbell.
He actually called it on Walls.
Oh, Walls, excuse me. Good call. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Long shot, Kokonis, no good rebound, fought for, coming down with it is Walker. Walker up the floor, finds Walls on the wing. Walls drives in, that ball's knocked away. Israel picks it up. Palmer with a long three, that's good.
And that's why John Glenn is just so difficult to defend. Because
they kick the ball loose and then it rolled right out to him. They
find the open guy, and then the guy that's open is a guy with his feet set that can knock down threes.
26-15 now, huge lead, 150 left here. Now, and a foul, let's see, that's going to be an Israel, I think. And Stephen Israel, he does not leave his fouls on the book. I mean, they are used.
Well, you get 5 of them. You might as well use them all, right?
Yeah, that's why they give you 5. So, yeah. Say it's only the first on Israel. It's 4th on John Glenn. Kokonis with the inbounds now for Sheridan to Morrison. Back outside, that's Rodich. Down the lane, up and in. Nice job there by Rodich.
Nice left-handed kiss off the backboard, getting Palmer off his feet, flying through the air. He waited for him to land before he took that shot.
26-17. Boy, when you get faked like that, don't you hate that? Shots up by Campbell, that's it. Good. Puts a rainbow in. That's nice, too, there by Colin Campbell. He's having a great night. 8 points for him so far. Down the lane, driving, shooting, and scoring. That's Holden. Up and in. Uncontested just about.
And should have had a 3-point opportunity there. He got hammered after the shot.
Palmer with the basketball, 28-19 now. Oh, here's going to be a steal by Kokonis. No, ball's on the floor. Let's see what we've got.
We've got a double foul.
And that is that Walls and Kokonis or Walls and Holden fighting for the basketball? Not fighting, they were basically both contesting for the ball, and let's see.
Yeah, he called it on Palmer and Kokonis. So yeah, loose ball on the floor. I mean, Kokonis was getting a lot of pressure there on Palmer and trying to get him tied up, and he did. Palmer lost control of the ball, so it's on the floor, and instead of Kokonis going for the ball, he kind of rolled over a little bit onto Palmer and really...
He's trying to make sure he couldn't get it.
Well, the official should have called the foul right away on Kokonis, right, because he made contact with Palmer, who was also trying to go for the ball. But in retaliation, Palmer didn't like that Kokonis had jumped on him, so he kind of pulled on him too. That was why the double foul was called.
Under a minute to go here in the first half, 28-19. A little hot streak by John Glenn's giving them a kind of a nice lead to work with now. Sheridan Generals trying to dig their way out of a hole. Tough place to win here at John Glenn High School.
Yeah, the student section is fired up tonight. They're letting them know about it. Looks like
it's Sheridan. Yeah, there's Palmer with the basketball. That's going to be on Kokonis. Boy, he's unhappy with that. He wasn't happy with the first one. He's less happy with this one, I think. Hey, look at him.
Yeah, not happy.
Subs coming in. Yeah, that's a good idea. That coach going to sit Kokonis down. He's upset. So 51 seconds left. He picks up his second foul. No reason to let him stay on the floor and pick up a cheap number 3.
No, you definitely can't have your point guard in foul trouble.
He's pretty important to the Generals. Walker with the basketball now. 42 seconds left now. Williams out on him. Palmer now on the wing. Palmer extending that defense. Now Walker's got it out near midcourt. Walker and Palmer controlling things. 2 leading scorers for John Glenn. I think Walker's at about 16 a game and Palmer's at around 13 a game, if I'm not mistaken. You correct me, sir. You put those stats together.
Look, you worked hard to throw those numbers out. I'm not going to correct you.
Yeah, good thing you pulled them. All right, Walker with the basketball out near midcourt. 10 seconds left. Walls now. They're looking for Walker. 6 seconds. Walker driving down the lane in the corner. Israel! Whistle before the shot, and I think they're going to get Walker.
Yeah, his second foul.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a little out of control. They had position on him before he dished off to Israel into the corner.
That's 16 fouls, 1 more with 3 seconds left, and Generals will be shooting the bonus. Inbounds pass, Kokonis now up the floor, and long shot by Kokonis is no good. That's going to do it. The end of the first half of play, and a good one for John Glenn. I mean, little hot streak. They ran about 7 or 8 points off in a row there in the second quarter. They've got a 28-19 lead, John.
Yeah, 28-19. I think if you're Coach Scheck, you're real excited about that because, number one, you got that 9-point lead. That's huge when you have a team that can control the ball like John Glenn can in the half court. They've got guys that can handle the ball. Sheridan's going to have to come out and play defense on them.
And a little bit of pressure is going to create some lanes for John Glenn, but the Generals, they're still a dangerous basketball team. All right, we are at halftime. The score, it is John Glenn 28, Sheridan 19. We'll take a break. Back with more from John Glenn High School right after this.
Are likely your two biggest investments. Protecting them from unexpected damage is a prime concern to W.B Green Insurance. They are proud to represent Westfield Insurance, a financial service organization that provides insurance products for your home, auto, and business. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield Insurance's pledge to their customers, along with personalized claim service that's fast and friendly. To learn how Westfield can help with your insurance needs, talk to W.B Green Insurance today.
From the Ohio News Network, this is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Hoops. Now here's your host, Eric Reeser.
The early national signing period began on Wednesday, December 15th. High school seniors looking to play football in college were allowed to sign letters of intent for the class of 2022. Ohio State has taken advantage of that early signing period, getting some of the highest-ranked prospects from around the country while bringing Ohio's top talent to Columbus. National recruiting experts say Ryan Day and company have the 4th highest-ranked recruiting class in the 2022 cycle and the number 1 ranked recruiting class in the Big Ten. You'll hear from Ohio State's head coach talking about the newest crop of Buckeyes, as well as his thoughts on the early national signing period. That's next. This is the Ohio News Network.
I'm Scott Tomorrow, president of the Ohio Education Association. On behalf of our 120,000 members, OEA is proud to sponsor tonight's game. We believe in the power of high school sports in shaping young athletes' lives, and we have seen firsthand the power of Ohio's educators to reach and teach their students through countless pandemic-related challenges. The best way to keep our schools open is to prevent the spread of COVID-19. If you can get vaccinated, we encourage you to get vaccinated now.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV in Columbus has more.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland has the details.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. This is ONN.
College football's early national signing period began on Wednesday, December 15th. In a 3-day span, Ohio State signed 18 players for the class of 2022. 2 of those commitments are 5-star recruits. That's the highest grade a prospect can earn from national recruiting experts. Both players are on the defensive side of the ball. Linebacker C.J. Hicks from Archbishop Alter in Dayton. Hicks committed to Ohio State in May of 2020 while he was still a junior in high school. The other is Sonny Stiles, a safety from Pickerington Central in Columbus. Head coach Ryan Day says Stiles was a huge get for them.
I think we have a bunch of jewels here, but I was certainly very, very excited when Sonny decided he wanted to join us here. It wasn't that long ago, and then quickly let us know that he was interested in reclassifying. And he has a tremendous pedigree, obviously, what his dad did here, and his mom Laverne is awesome. And these people love Ohio State. They love football. He's a very serious young man that has tremendous potential. And I think he's going to be a really good football player for us.
Stiles is still a junior in high school and was slated to graduate in 2023, but has made the rare decision to graduate early and reclassify into the class of 2022. Ryan Day says he was open to that idea.
I didn't quite ask him, other than the fact that he told me, I went to his basketball game the other day, and they kind of shared with me, his folks, that he always kind of played up. His older brother played, and he just kind of did that growing up, and maybe that's something that motivated him, but that was something that he and his family brought to us, and we're going to support him in that decision.
The Buckeyes signed 8 defensive players and 10 offensive players in this cycle. Ryan Day was asked if there were any areas of need not addressed by this new class.
No, I don't think so. No, I mean, I think when you look at where we're at right now, I mean, we'll probably end up signing 20-plus guys here, I think, when it's all said and done, and there's some more that we may even get in the boat here in the next couple of days. some other guys that, we have communication with that we feel good about going into February. So, still a lot to be done here in the next month.
Coach Day added that they were focused on signing quality people over quality players.
When you look at our class, first off, I'm very excited about this class. I think that when you combined, first off, the athletic ability and the potential these guys have to be really good football players, that's one thing. But it's also the type of people that we have that are coming into this program. And I'm very excited about this class. I think the quality of the guys, with 17 people, we're going to expect to sign, north of 20 here after the second signing period, but these 17 are as quality as you're going to get.
The traditional signing day for high school seniors is the third Wednesday in February, so there's still time for Ohio State to grow its class of 2022. The early national signing period became a thing in 2017 when the NCAA allowed schools to sign players early in the event they wanted athletes to enroll in school early or to get a head start on recruiting. In recent months, there's been talk of eliminating that early national signing period to make it easier on coaching staffs that might still be focused on their current season. Ryan Day says more discussions should be had before eliminating the early signing period.
I think we should keep it the way it is now because I feel like there's been so many changes right now in college football that we don't need any more. And the minute we start changing it again, there'll be unintended consequences again, and there'll be just new things. So I vote for let's not change the signing date right now. Let's try to figure out some other ways to make things better.
For the Ohio News Network, I'm Eric Reeser.
Fall means cooler temperatures and the changing of the seasons. The Rogers Company is ready with all heating services. They install furnaces, geothermal, ductless systems for both residential and commercial. They provide repairs and maintenance to all makes and models. On the commercial side, they're the area's refrigeration company. Put the Rogers Company team to work for you. Call 740-685-8677. You're listening to high school basketball on 107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon, WILE Cambridge.
Welcome back. We're at John Glenn High School tonight, home of the Muskies, and they've got a 28-19 halftime lead on the Sheridan Generals. But this game, John, far from over right now. I'll tell you something right now. If Sheridan can get that half-court basketball game going, it can be a ball game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we've seen a lot of, I wouldn't say forced shots by Sheridan, but they don't look like they're comfortable shots. Pulliam coming into the game, their leading scorer, he's 2 for 9 from the field. And from the three-point line, he's 0 for 3. He just hasn't looked comfortable with those outside shots. But you look at him, and you can tell he's athletic. He can get to the rim. He can do a lot of really good things. I just don't think he's found his stroke yet.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can tell, too. The other thing is, you're right about that. You can tell Coach Fisher is comfortable with him taking those shots because he didn't pull him out or anything like that. It's like, hey, those are the shots we want you to take. He just hasn't found the range yet.
That's your guy, and you have to rely on your guy. Just like Coach Scheck, doesn't react that way when it comes to Nathan Walker. He's got a long leash. He knows what he can do, and shooters have to shoot, right? I mean, you don't become a good shooter by not shooting. So shooters have to shoot to keep their teams into it and keep themselves into it. But him being 2 for 9 from the field alone is really the difference there from that standpoint. Interesting enough, Sheridan's 0 for 5 from the three-point line. Now, again, 3 of them are Pullians, but they haven't made a three-point bucket yet. When you flip to the other side of the book, you've got 4 for 11 for John Glenn. They've knocked down 4 triples. So, those 4 triples right there, 12 points. I mean, you're looking right at the score here.
Yeah, Palmer, Walker, and 2 by Israel, who
started the game.
He found a spot on the left side of the floor in the wing that he liked, and they got him the ball. And he got 2 real good looks. He knocked them both down. He might have knocked the third one down, but a guy was out of bounds when he flipped him the basketball. So Israel having a real good night so far, and he's playing his usual aggressive defense too. So, like I said, he doesn't like to leave any fouls on the books. And boy, I'll tell you what, he is playing some good defense, and he's hitting some shots tonight. So let's take a look at some of the rest of the stats that you have. Do you have anything else that jumps out at you?
Well, yeah, and really leading back to what our pregame discussion was, not giving second chance opportunities for Sheridan. What stands out to me is Caden Walls has 4 rebounds in the first half, and a lot of that was because he was hustling, and he does on defense all the time anyway. So he's hustling, not giving Sheridan second chance opportunities. Mason Morrison, the big body for the Generals, only has 3 shot attempts so far. He did make 1, But because the floor or the game is going back and forth so quickly, he's not being able to stay on the floor, so that's hurting Sheridan in the half court.
Well, and you mentioned it too, that when he did get the basketball, I mean, John Glenn collapsed on him. Right now, I mean, there's plenty of help down there. I think Campbell's the one who's trying to take him, but he's usually double teamed, so he's had a tough time when he gets the basketball.
He has, and flip it, you mentioned Colin Campbell. Colin Campbell's leading the way in scoring for the Muskies because he's had Morrison
8 points and Israel as well. So, yeah, all right. Underway now here in the third quarter, and Nathan Walker's got the ball top of the key for John Glenn. Looks for a cutting Campbell. Ball's knocked away, picked up by Campbell. Now Walls has it, kicks it back out to Palmer, who looks at a shot, kicks it back out now top of the key to Walker. Walker. Back to Campbell. Campbell behind the screen in the corner. That's Israel. In and out. Coming down with it there is Kalen Pulliam with the basketball. Now works it to Kokonis. Kokonis down the floor, up and misses the shot. Coming down with a rebound is Walls. Another rebound for Walls.
Yep. Right place at the right time, and there's a reason he's at the right place at the right time, because he's hustling and he doesn't give up on a play.
Palmer back to Walker on the wing. Palmer now finds a cutting. Walls wide open. That's up and in. Easy two for Kalen Walls. He only had 2 in the first half. He's got 4 now. 30-19.
4 and 5 rebounds.
All right. Down the lane. Pulliam driving. Shooting. Oh, man, he cannot. He had that. It did everything but go down. Rebound now. Campbell. Palmer for 3, off the rim, no good. Rebound, fighting for it is, they're going to say that's off Morrison? I think so.
Yeah, Morrison against Israel there in the corner. And Israel won the battle.
Yeah, surprisingly, although the ball was on the floor, Morrison's got a lot longer way to go to the floor. And Israel, man, he hustles. He is really tough on defense and hustles all over the floor. 30-19. What do you, if you're Coach Fisher, what are you telling your basketball team? I mean, Pulliam down the lane had a nice looking shot driving, and the ball did everything but go down the bucket.
Well, and it's because the defensive pressure that John Glenn is putting on him, right? So that gets you a little bit off your game, okay? So that's what's happening on the offensive end there for Sheridan. But the reason, what Coach Fisher is telling them right now is what just happened down here in the half court cannot happen. You guys have to hustle. You got to be able to get after those loose balls. We're down in this game now. You cannot give second chance opportunities to John Glenn. Yeah, so you have to go get those loose balls.
I don't think that they can finish the third quarter down by 11, and they could come back and win this game. But, boy, you've dug yourself a pretty deep hole.
Well, because they're not a three-point shooting team, you're going into the fourth quarter down by double digits. That's going to be tough to be able to replace.
Campbell now with the inbounds for John Glenn. 6:38 left here in the third. 30-19. Muskies with the lead. Long inbounds to Walker. Walker now in the lane driving. He's cut off, and let's see, is there a foul?
Travel.
All right, traveling on Walker, who didn't like the call.
Well, this same officiating crew had John Glenn at Cambridge last week, and they got Walker with 3 or 4 traveling calls in that game as well.
All right, number 10, Reed Kokonis with the basketball now. Works it across. That's 23, Peters. Peters driving, shooting, can't get it to go. Right in his face is Stephen Israel. I think that's going to be 2 on Israel, but Israel wasn't going to give Peters a free look, and he's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, take your pick there. Could have been Israel or Walker. He actually called it on Walker, which
he did.
Is his third, yeah.
Not good news there. Shots up by Peters. That first one's good.
And that's why you see Walker coming out of the game now. So
yeah, and that makes it interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, huge. And to make the matters worse, Walker's only got 5 points in the game.
Ball's up. He got them both. Kyle Peters puts down 2 free throws. So is that going to be the equalizer? Can't lose a player like Nathan Walker very easily. Makes it 30-21, 9-point lead now. Walls. Muskies looking for someone to step up without Nathan Walker on the floor. Campbell on the wing. Top of the key now. Larrick. Larrick takes a look at it. Kicks it back out now to Palmer out near midcourt. Palmer with Kokonis on him. Palmer looks at Walls, now throws it on the wing to Campbell. Campbell finds a cutting Israel, who loses the handle. Now looks for Walls, who loses the basketball. Here comes number 3, Blaine Hannon for the Generals. Kokonis gets it back in. Pulliam can't get it to go. Pulliam gets his own rebound, turning, shooting, and missing. Again, Pulliam with his own rebound, up and can't get it to go. Boy, he's frustrated.
He is frustrated.
But he's fouled, and he's going to get 2.
But he didn't give up. That's the key, right?
Well,
he had 2 rebounds on that possession and took 3 shots.
I'll tell you what, he was fighting for the basketball because John Glenn was contesting every one of those. So Pulliam, Kalen Pulliam is going to go to the line, and he's going to shoot 2.
And this is a good way to get Pulliam comfortable and back in the swing of things, is by getting him to the foul line.
Caught the front of the iron, but went to the backboard and in. So the first one's good.
You get a shooter an opportunity to get his rhythm now. Uncontested, a nice smooth stroke from the free throw line. It could get him back in the game.
That one's short. 30-22. Kalen Walls with the rebound for John Glenn. Back long shot by Campbell. That's good. Nothing but net. Wow. That was almost an NBA three-pointer right there. 33-22. Write that down now. Kokonis in the lane. Finds Morrison down low. Up and can't get it to go. Lyric was right there and didn't give him any space. Parmer in the corner. Israel for 3. Yes! Oh, it is going the John Glenn Muskies' way. 36-22 right now, and they are raining threes down on Sheridan.
Another double foul.
Number 33, Mason Morrison, his first. Foul number 40, his first.
So another double foul called. They called that on Lyric and Morrison, banging bodies inside.
Yeah. In the lane. There you go. That's number 11, Kalen Pulliam. He's got 2 there. Nice shot there, 36-24.
And he can elevate. See how much higher he was over top of Lyric on that jump shot?
Yeah, Kevin Martin, he was the guy I could remember. That was his specialty.
Right.
He'd be up so high, you could tell he could see over the defender's hand. Pulliam going for a steal, and let's see, I think there's going to be another foul called here.
Yeah, they got Walls had a turnover and got a little frustrated and went after the ball, picked up his second.
I'll tell you what, the impact of having Nathan Walker on the bench with 3 fouls showing a little bit.
Well, showing a little bit,
24.
but a huge three-point bucket down here by Campbell to be able to ease the pain a little bit.
And then another one by Israel, following it up. Driving, shooting, and missing. That's number 5, Rain Rodich. But he's fouled, and that's going to put Rodich on the line. I'll tell you, they're putting the Generals on the line. If they can start hitting some free throws, they can get back in this.
Yeah, John Glenn can't get sloppy here on defense and giving them easy buckets.
I think they're being aggressive, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But right now, shot up by and hard off the back of the rim, no good. This is the first one. You can't miss those opportunities.
No, they always look like good fouls, though, when they miss the front end.
Morrison going to take a seat. And in for him, that's Reed Packer. Steinhoff's in, and taking a seat is Lyric, who goes out, I believe, because as a result of Morrison going out.
That's right.
Missed them both. Oh, rebound, Sheridan. Long shot. That's a miss by Holden. Rebound, Generals. Rodich has it. Rodich down the lane. Nice pass. Yeah,
Can't finish.
Number 14, Reed Packer, but I think he's fouled.
Yeah, I think Steinhoff got him on the way up.
And it was a good thing because he had 2. I mean, it was easy.
Yeah. Again, they get to the foul line here.
That's 16 fouls already. I'll tell you what, one more, and they're in the bonus for the half. That first one's good.
Well, Walker got him a 2-minute break.
Yeah, well, they're going to put him back in. They're off the back of the rim. That is good. I didn't think he was going to make that, but he converts it. It's going to make it 36-26. It's a 10-point lead now for John Glenn. 4:05 left here in the third. Parmer with the basketball out near midcourt. Kokonis out on him. Off in the corner, Campbell Down low, Walker spinning in the lane, loses a handle. Now he's looking for some help, can't find it, gets it outside. Let's see what the call is. It's a timeout, and I think that's a good one. Walker caught in the lane. That would have been a 3-second call had he waited maybe another second.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, 36-26, 10-point lead. General's not able to cut into that lead too much, but they are getting to the free throw line, and the foul situation could become a problem for John Glenn.
Yeah, they missed 3 free throws in this third quarter so far. So, that's 3 points that they could have knocked off there. But, yeah, the best part about it is getting to the free throw line, you're getting some additional fouls on John Glenn. So you're going to get to the foul line a little bit more often here if you continue to play that aggressive on the offensive end, and you're going to get 2 shots out of him now.
Coach Fisher, I think, too, he's put his big man on the bench, going a little smaller now.
Yeah.
Inbounds to John Glenn. Campbell back outside Israel back out near midcourt to Campbell. Campbell, top of the key now. Palmer on the wing. Palmer, top of the key, Campbell. Israel now on the opposite wing. Down low, nice cut by Palmer. He's on the blocks, kicks it out to Israel for 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound fought for. Generals come down with it. Up the floor quickly, that's Holden. Back out to Kokonis. Kokonis out near midcourt gets things organized for the Generals. Kokonis finds 14, that's Packer. Packer on the sidelines, now back out top of the key to Kokonis. Kokonis down the lane, up and in.
Nice play design there to be able to get Kokonis loose for an easy bucket.
Oh, he's smooth too. Palmer with the basketball. It's 36-28 now. Palmer, top of the key for John Glenn. Campbell, big possession here defensively. A nice job there by Campbell. I'll tell you what, Campbell has just had the answer tonight when John Glenn has needed some points.
Yeah, I think the officials let him get away with one there.
Oh, nice drive. Kokonis finds his way to the basket, uncontested just about, down the lane. Long shot by Campbell, in and out. 2:31 left. Generals with the ball. They're down 38-30. They can cut it to 6 here, maybe 5. Holden with the basketball. Holden working on Israel. Cross court in the corner. Rodich, nothing but air. Palmer with the basketball. John Glenn student section letting Rodich hear it. Campbell back out. Palmer looks at it, top of the key now. Kokonis is out on him. He thinks better of it. Now in the corner. Long shot there. That was number 13. That's Nelson Cameron for the Muskies. Misses it. Generals with the ball. Driving down the lane. That is Kokonis, and Kokonis is fouled by Israel. It's going to be his second, I believe. And that is definitely going to put Kokonis on the line. I think he'll shoot 2. That's going to be in the act of shooting, I think.
Yes, it was. So, yeah, that's the worst case scenario if you're John Glenn. They're getting free opportunities to put the ball in the hole with the clock stopped. That's not necessarily what you want when you see the lead starting to slip away.
38-30 now. A lot of this courtesy of Reed Kokonis. Makes the first free throw.
Well, somebody on the Generals team has to step up, and at this point, it just hasn't been Pulliam. He has not been able to get going.
And they gave him a lot of opportunities. He just has not been able to convert shots. Second shot now for Kokonis. In and out. 38-31, 7-point lead now. Nathan Walker with the basketball for John Glenn. Over to Walls. To Palmer. Palmer on the sidelines, top of the key now. Walker to Walls. Walls down low. That's Campbell. Campbell driving and shoots. Man, he found his way around 23. Kyle Peters. Nice job there by Colin Campbell. He's having a great night.
Great body control to be able to get himself positioned and make that shot.
Long shot. That's a miss there by number 15, Andrew Holden. Holden, now they get the rebound. Rodich has the ball in the corner, driving, shooting, and let's see, they're going to say stepped on the baseline.
Generals, number 20, Caden Sheridan.
Sheridan in now. It's Caden Sheridan in now for Sheridan. Yeah, that's why I lost it. She's in for Sheridan. Yeah, Sheridan in for Sheridan. Okay.
At least his name's not General.
Yeah, really, good call there. Yeah, all right. Palmer, and he's fouled by number 5, Rain Rodich. That's only the second team foul here on Sheridan here in this second half. 7 already on John Glenn, so General's in the bonus. Yeah, thanks for bailing me out on that Sheridan thing. That was a little confusing. Sheridan in for Sheridan, yeah.
There you go.
All right, Campbell. Back out now, Palmer with the basketball for John Glenn. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Palmer. Israel on the wing, down low. Walker's got it. Walker in the lane, turning, shooting in. Did he get it? He got fouled, I think.
Got a little bit too far underneath the basket and just couldn't be able to knock that ball in. But he did pick up the foul.
I'll tell you what, he almost curled in. Let's see who picks that one up. It's either 14 or 15. And, yeah, that's number 15, Andrew Holden. It's his first. But fouled in the act of shooting is Walker, so he'll shoot 2. And first one doesn't find the iron.
And just like Pullian earlier in this third quarter, you want your shooter to be able to get comfortable and get back in the game, get to the free throw line and get some easy shots. You saw that first one there by Walker. Wasn't even close. That's his first shot attempt here in the second half.
Got the second one, though. And that's going to put the lead at 40-31. 50 seconds left here. I'll tell you what, Sheridan needs to keep this lead in single digits. I'll tell you what, they'd like nothing better to get it down to 6 or 7 at the end of the third quarter here. I think they will just run their offense here. Rodich to Kokonis to Peters. Long shot by Kokonis off the rim, no good. Rebound, Israel's got it. It's stolen from him. Now Campbell picks it up for John Glenn. Palmer's got it. 25 seconds left. I'll tell you what, if I'm Coach Sheck, I'm going for last shot. We've got a nice lead. I just take the air out of the basketball here.
Yep, no doubt about it.
Walls in the corner. Peters out on him. 11 seconds now. In the corner, Israel will shoot the 3. Yes! Oh, he's been on fire. That's 4 3-pointers for him tonight. So 44-31, long shot. That's not going to count. High off the backboard, no good. End of the third quarter of play, decidedly a John Glenn quarter. The score after 3, it's the Muskies 44, the Sheridan Generals 31. We'll take a break. Back with more right after this.
Are you paying too much for homeowners insurance? Has your insurance company raised your deductible? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. Many people can't accurately answer these questions. With many premiums escrowed into mortgages, homeowners don't pay attention to changes to their policies anymore. It's time you visit Valentine Insurance for a true, no-obligation review of your insurance policy. Call 994-1776 or stop by our office at 739 Southgate Parkway in Cambridge.
Feeding the world takes the work of a farmer. Patrons Buckeye Mutual, your local Grinnell Mutual member insurance company, tips our hat to those who help ensure that we can all eat tomorrow. We are proud to offer the coverage farmers need to keep growing. So we're taking a moment to say thank you for planning our future. Trust in farming. Trust in Patrons Buckeye Mutual. Trust in tomorrow. Contact your Patrons Buckeye agent today at 638-3604. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
We are at John Glenn High School tonight, where the Muskies have a 44-31 lead on the Sheridan Generals going into the fourth quarter. And this basketball game, boy, I'll tell you what, John Glenn, they've shot well tonight. They have shot the basketball well, played some good defense.
Yeah, all around good game so far for John Glenn.
Oh, they're trying to get they're doing everything they can to get number 11, Kalen Pullian, on track, and they miss the alley-oop, and ball rolls around. Coming up with it, John Glenn. Israel's got it.
A lot of bodies flying around on that play.
Israel now driving down the lane, up and in. He's fouled.
And a shot at making a three-point play.
Yeah, he is having a night of nights. I'll tell you right now, I think he's got 16 right now. And he will be shooting for number 17 here. Let's see. Fouls on Peters. It's only his first. Israel, though, going for that player of the game, I think. Ball's up, that's good. 17 points for him on the night. 47-31. Kokonis finds Pulliam in the lane. Kokonis now top of the key, work it off on the side. Rodich shots up, and finally there is a three-point shot for Rain Rodich.
First bucket from beyond the arc for the Generals
nice,
tonight.
Easy. They beat him down the floor, and Larrick, that is number 40. That's Noah Larrick coming down the floor, finishing up for John Glenn, but Sheridan caught sleeping a little bit there.
Well, they were celebrating because they finally made a three-point basket.
They did. Peters with the ball now for Sheridan. Peters works it off. Long shot. That's a three for him. So maybe too little, too late, but he's showing he can shoot the basketball. So there's 2 threes in a row for the Generals. 49-37, full court pressure by Sheridan. Campbell across midcourt now. Campbell loses the handle, now finds Israel in the corner. Israel. Back outside, Walker. Walker out near midcourt. Pulliam on him. Pulliam and Walker. Down the lane, Walker up and can't get it to go. Rebound Peters for Sheridan. Peters up the floor, driving, shooting, loses the handle, and Israel's got to pick up the charge. I tell you, he's doing it all tonight.
He sure is. He's all over the place.
Yes.
Easy call for the official. Israel, it seemed like he was there for 10 minutes waiting on Peters to hit him.
Just, come on, buddy, I'm here. I'm set.
Hurry up.
Yeah, they're gonna take Peters out, and they're gonna put back in for him. Is that Morrison?
I don't see Morrison. It's
no,
Parker.
Yeah, Packer's coming in. Yeah, you're right. Campbell with the basketball now. Campbell down the lane, loses the handle. Rodich picks it up ahead. That is Pulliam, who can't get it to go, but he's fouled by Walker. Is that his fourth, or is that was that on Walker? Let's see.
Yeah, I think it was on Palmer.
Okay, that's Avery Palmer. That's good news. It's only his second. That's only Palmer's second. Pulliam will get to shoot two. First ball's up, can't get it to go. Story of Pulliam's night. He's been close, but hasn't been able to convert in a lot of cases. 49-37, 6:01 left in the ball game. John Glenn with the lead. Pulliam's second shot is up and good. Make it 49-38. 11-point lead, 6 minutes to go. Campbell with the basketball. Campbell gets in trouble, and that's going to be on Pulliam.
Yeah, Pulliam bailed him out there because Campbell was in trouble, getting ready to lose control of the ball, but Pulliam tried to reach in and grab it hold his arm.
It's only the first foul on Pulliam.
We've got a discussion on the floor. Don't quite know exactly. Oh, he's getting
a sub in. Yeah, I think he's going to get Walls in for.
Well, Walls must have got some blood on his jersey because he's got a different jersey number and he's got a big wad of toilet paper or something stuck in his nose.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he had a bloody nose and got some blood on his uniform.
Yeah, he's 23 now, but it's Walls, no doubt about it. got the big old fade top going on there. Campbell with the basketball now. Works it back to Walker. 5:50, 49-38. John Glenn with an 11-point lead. Walker with the basketball for John Glenn. Back to Israel. Israel back to Walker. Walker top of the key, working on Pulliam. He'll pull it back outside, milk the clock a little more. Now gets it to Walls. Walls to Palmer. Palmer.
And John Glenn could run this delay all day long because they've got guys that can handle the ball.
Oh, down, nice cut but there's a pick there, and somebody, I think that's going to be on Kokonis.
Yes.
That's who it's going to be on. Kokonis got caught, and a good pick there. I think that was Palmer that set the pick, and that's going to be on, that's the third on Kokonis. Walker at the line. Ball's up, and no good. Foul situation is evened up now. Kokonis with the basketball now. Pulliam from the corner. Shots no good. Palmer and the John Glenn faithful, the student section. I think they're having farm night over there.
It looks like it. They're all dressed up in there.
Oh, here's a steal. Kokonis and Palmer battling for the basketball. And Palmer comes up with it, gets it up to Campbell. Campbell up the floor now for John Glenn. Back to Israel. Israel looks in the corner now. Campbell comes out near midcourt, gets it over to Walker. Walker, top of the key, working on his man Rodich. Now finds a cutting Israel who shuffles the feet. That is a good call.
Yeah, Walker was able to really thread the needle on that pass, and I don't think that Israel was expecting to get that pass, so he was caught off guard a little bit.
And here comes Morrison in the ball game. He's only got 2 points on the night, and he was a big concern for Coach Scheck, coming into this ball game.
Well, and now with 4.5 to go, being down by 13, I don't know what kind of impact he's going to have here.
Yeah, well, and like I said, they haven't, but Pulliam's kind of had an on and off night, starting to find the range a little bit more. Kokonis with the basketball now, works it off in the corner. Rodich, long shot by Pulliam, that's good. That's another three-pointer for Pulliam, so he's starting to add his totals. Cuts it, makes it an 8-point lead, 4:10 left. This is doable for the Generals.
Absolutely. They keep knocking down some of those threes and get a couple defensive stops here. They're right back in it.
Walker finds a cutting Palmer up and in.
Again, another nice look by Walker to thread the needle. This time Palmer, he's that shortstop for the Muskies. He's got hands, so he was able to come up with it.
Palmer and Kokonis with the basketball now to Rodich for the Generals, up and in. Nice shot there by Rain Rodich. So that's 51-43, leads 8. Knocking it away, and they're going to say it's, well, I'll tell you what, Pulliam is doing everything. He's trying to sell it to the officials. He knocked it off Walker, but he didn't. Full court pressure here by Sheridan. They're kind of in desperation mode, I think. Campbell with the inbounds finds Palmer. Kokonis is on Palmer. Palmer looking for some help now. Caught near midcourt. Let's see.
Timeout.
Timeout, and Coach Scheck. That's a good timeout. Saw his guard in a little bit of trouble and wants to keep possession of that basketball. So it's an 8-point lead, 51-43, John. The Generals, they haven't played well tonight, but they're hanging around.
Well, they've missed a lot of shots. I mean, they only shot 37% from the floor in the first half, which is, lower than certainly their season average. So, but it really hurt them because John Glenn had shot 54% in the first half. So not only did you have a bad shooting half, but the other team shot the ball pretty well. So that was the difference in the lead. So now they're struggling to try to get back in it, and it's really tough to do against a real aggressive defensive team like John Glenn. Now, that being said, Pulliam's finally starting to heat up. He's got 2 triples here in the fourth period. If he could, again, get a couple more looks at it and knock down a couple more shots, and they get a couple defensive stops. That's been the difference, is they haven't been able to get some defensive stops here.
14 points for Pulliam. And, I mean, like I said, he only had 4 at the half. He has picked it up.
Yep.
It's taken him a while, but he's finally finding a little bit of the range a little bit. I'll tell you what, they've got Morrison, they've got him shut down. I mean, he basically has not been a factor tonight.
No, he hasn't had the ball in his hands at all, and he hasn't been on the floor much tonight for the Generals.
John Glenn's made it. They made it basically a possession basketball game, and Walls with the basketball now, looking for some help. Finds Walker. Nice job there by Pulliam. Knocks it back into Kokonis. Kokonis down the floor, driving, shooting, and scoring. Great job there, Reed Kokonis, and he cuts the lead to 6. Ball game.
Yeah, again, because they had a defensive stop at the other end.
Walls, Palmer, Israel takes a look at it. Kicks it back out to Palmer now. Palmer on the elbow now, backs out near midcourt, 2:43. Palmer down the lane, kicks it off in the corner. Walker, no good. Rebound Sheridan. Pulliam up the floor. Long shot by Rodich, can't get it to go.
Yeah, and that's what you don't need if you're Sheridan. There's no reason to rush that shot. You didn't need a 3 at that point. You still got 2.5 to go, and you're only down 6 points.
Exactly, and every point's a dagger to John Glenn. Campbell driving, shooting, and scoring. I'll tell you something, right? Colin Campbell, he has just had the answers tonight.
Well, he does everything right. He handles the ball, he plays defense, he gets to the rim, and he controls his body really well around the rim so that he can knock down those buckets inside. So again, go back to Rhodish's three-point shot. What are you rushing? You finally got John Glenn on their heels. They've had a couple turnovers. You've had a couple stops. Pound that ball inside and get you an easy bucket.
You get it, and here's with the basketball. Pulliam, shots up, can't get it to go. Man, he has just had a tough night shooting the basketball. Walls, Israel down the floor. That's Walker. Walker with the ball. Kicks it back out to Israel. He'll take the three. Can't find the range. Rebound number 23. That's Kyle Peters. Here comes Sheridan up the floor. That's going to be on Walls. All right, that's going to put Reed Kokonis on the line, and that's 1-1, I think. So the first shot pretty key here for Kokonis. Got it. 53-46, 7-point lead now. Trying to get back to that 6-point level here. No good. Rebound Walker. 140 left, 53-46. John Glenn with the lead. More pressure, a little trap, and it works. Kokonis with the steal, up and in. That's huge right there.
Sure was.
53-48, timeout on the floor. And I'll tell you what, Coach Scheck, he's got to get things readjusted because they've cut it to 5.
Well, and again, I don't want to keep harping on Rhodish's shot from that corner, but
why do you do that? Okay, that's a bad shot, but right there, they run the trap. Hadn't seen the trap all night. They run the trap. Boy, it works to perfection.
Oh, it's great. And he set up, Kokonis set Walker up for that because he was playing off his man quite a bit, but it shows you the speed of Kokonis to be able to come flying up from the three-point line at the top of the key to be able to intercept that ball at half court. Great play there on defense by Kokonis. So, to kind of reset foul-wise, we've got several guys for John Glenn in foul trouble. Nobody with 4, though, and I think the same for Sheridan. So I don't think that's going to be an issue down the stretch here. But, if Sheridan can, again, get a couple more defensive stops. But here they're going to have to do something quick because being down by 7 with only a minute and a half to go, you have to at least get a steal early or something in the full court to get a quick bucket to be able to get some stops down here on defense.
Tell you what, they're close enough to strike, though. And if I'm Coach Fisher, I have to be happy with that because, man, it has not been a good night shooting the ball for the Generals. Inbounds to Palmer for John Glenn. Clock running.
And that was about the worst-case scenario for Sheridan because you get it to the ball handler who's also your best free throw shooter.
Trap again, let's see. And timeout. Coach Scheck using one of his time. And I'll tell you what, they had 3 guys around Palmer. If he could have found one of his teammates, it's an easy bucket. But they had him pretty well walled off. 1:21 left in the ball game now. And you've got to give the Generals credit. They're putting incredible pressure on the basketball.
Yeah, so Coach Fisher's plan was to let him get the ball on the inbound, but to trap him at the half-court line, which is exactly what happened. So, I was kind of second-guessing him there by letting Palmer get the ball so easily because that's not the guy you want to foul either because Palmer makes his free throws.
Palmer is,
for sure.
Yeah, Palmer is. He's got a great stroke and can shoot the 3. He was their leading scorer last year. But this year, Nathan Walker's kind of emerged, and it gives them kind of 2 different threats.
Yeah, Palmer, he leads the team in free throw percentage at 88%, so he's definitely going to have the ball in his hands here.
Palmer again, and they trap him again on the sidelines, and let's see, is the call. What's the call?
On Kokonis.
Okay, that's going to be on number 10. Kokonis is not happy with the call.
No, Palmer looked like he got smacked a little bit in the face, but Palmer was trying to do his best acting job there too, throwing his body around to try to pick up the foul.
First shot's up, and as you said, 88%. That's good. So that's going to take the lead back out to 6 with 1:17 left. 4 fouls now on Kokonis as well. So he's got to watch himself. Second shot's up and good.
Yeah, Palmer is so smooth from the free throw line. He gives him a chance to set his feet. He can knock him down.
All right, driving down the lane, Kokonis up and got it. Boy.
Yeah, Kokonis has taken over this second half.
Reed Kokonis, yeah, he's played a great game. And just really kind of willed Sheridan back into it. 55-50 now, and we're closing down on it. Any chance that Sheridan has, Reed Kokonis has really created it for him.
Well, he only had one bucket in the first half. He's got 12 points here already in the second half, and has only missed 2 shots in the second half. So he's definitely been the spark plug, trying to, and Pullian has started to do some things too in this second half. So obviously, but those are the 2 guys that are carrying the load for the Generals in this fourth quarter stretch.
Yeah, key game in the MVL Big Division tonight. John Glenn needs a win here. They need to win big. And Tri-Valley, they're going to be hard to keep pace with because they are a very good basketball team. The number 7 ranked team in Division II. So they're a good basketball team. Full court pressure again by Sheridan. Campbell, Israel, up the floor, Palmer. Oh. Kokonis took a dive, but no call. Walker's got the ball back out to Campbell, and they're going to bleed the clock. Palmer. Out on him. That's Pulliam. Now they work it over to Campbell. Campbell to Israel, and they're going to foul Israel. If I was going to pick somebody to foul, it wouldn't be Campbell, and it would not be Palmer. It would definitely be Israel.
That's
nothing against Stephen, but
No, but that's the 5th foul on Kokonis.
Oh, is he out now?
Yes.
Okay, that's going to hurt.
Oh, boy.
That is going to hurt.
Wow. Yeah, Israel's only shooting 42% from the free throw line on the season. So they knew who to foul.
Yeah, they're giving him the goodbye. They're saying, hey, goodbye.
That's his 5th.
Yeah, he's not happy, but he hasn't been happy with many calls tonight.
Well, that just kills the Generals because, again, we just talked about how he was the offensive power here really in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Coach Fisher talking with the official, but, the call's made. We're done.
Well, there were a couple bodies out there, and that's why Kokonis was surprised they called it on him. But, it's been a physical game. There's been a lot of back and forth. So the officials have had their hands full for sure with all that touch foul.
As you quite nicely put it, these teams don't like each other. Israel's first shot is up, and they're natural rivals.
Sure. Now, just that when we said that Israel was the worst free throw shooter that John Glenn has, he knocks
I'm not
it
saying
down.
he's a bad free throw shooter. I'm saying he's the guy I'd pick.
Right.
Oh, and he misses the second one. Walker's got the rebound. That kills you. Back outside. That's going to be knocked out by Pulliam, but it doesn't make any difference. 39 seconds left now. 56-50. John Glenn basketball, more importantly.
Such a huge rebound by Walker. His 5th on the night, but that one coming at the best time.
Palmer now. And let's see, that's going to be on 14. That's going to be on Packer. And that's going to put Palmer on the line. 35 seconds left. Tell you what, he converts these pretty tough. Palmer will get 2. First one's up and good. So he's got to be over 90% by now.
Yeah, you can just see he's got the shooter's touch, no doubt about it. But yeah, 88 coming into this game, and he's knocked down
4 for 4.
So far 3 for 3. Now he's 4 for 4.
Okay, well, I was giving.
You were giving it to him already.
Early. He's looking good. 58-50. Right. Got a nice stroke. I'm figuring he's going to make it. Pulliam now, shot for 3, no good. Rebound Sheridan back outside. Long shot Peters high off the rim, tipped around again. Campbell's down with it. 20 seconds. Campbell loses the handle. That's picked up by John Glenn. That's Walls. Walls is fouled by Rodich. That's going to put Walls on the line, and 14.1 seconds left, 8-point lead. I'll tell you what, if the fat lady's not singing, she's warming up.
Well, especially now that it's a double bonus now, so Walls is going to get 2 cracks at it.
Kaylin Walls, number 3, usually on our score sheet, number 23 now. I think, as you said, ball's up, that's good. This is big, particularly with John Glenn's loss to Tri-Valley the other night. So it kind of puts them back in contention here in the MVL. Ball's up, that's good.
And Walls, confidence.
Oh, man, I saw him knock down 16 against Coshocton. Rodich drives up and puts the ball in. 6 seconds left now. 2 for Rodich. Up the floor, Israel's got it. That's going to do it. Ball game. Big win for the Muskies. And I'll tell you what, you have to really basically say it. I mean, they played a whale of a ball game, and they had a game plan coming in. They executed.
They played real well, defensively and offensively. So a big win for the Muskies tonight for sure.
All right, the final score here once again from the John Glenn High School Gymnasium, the Fish Tank. It is John Glenn 60, Sheridan 52. We'll take a break. We'll add up some of the numbers, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Med is one of 10 hospitals to join with the American Cancer Society's Returning to Screening initiative. The goal is to increase the rates of screenings for all cancers, but especially the most common: breast, cervical, colorectal, and lung. To learn how to schedule your screening appointment, call 740-439-8000 or visit seormc.org.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of a guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Feeding the world takes the work of a farmer. Patrons Buckeye Mutual, your local Grinnell Mutual member insurance company, tips our hat to those who help ensure that we can all eat tomorrow. We are proud to offer the coverage farmers need to keep growing. So we're taking a moment to say thank you for planning our future. Trust in farming. Trust in Patrons Buckeye Mutual. Trust in tomorrow. Contact your Patrons Buckeye agent today at 638-3604. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
Are you paying too much for homeowners insurance? Has your insurance company raised your deductible? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. Many people can't accurately answer these questions. With many premiums escrowed into mortgages, homeowners don't pay attention to changes to their policies anymore. It's time you visit Valentine Insurance for a true, no-obligation review of your insurance policy. Call 994-1776 or stop by our office at 739 Southgate Parkway in Cambridge.
You're listening to high school basketball on 107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon, WILE Cambridge.
Back, we're at the Fish Tank, John Glenn High School Muskies. They come away with a very nice 60-52 win over the Sheridan Generals tonight. And some good shooting, good defense, execution of a game plan, I would have to say, John Valentine, as the Muskies come in, and they do shut down the bigs for the Generals.
Yeah, played a good I think the game plan we said from the beginning was exactly why the Muskies won this game. They tried to speed it up, right, so to get up and down the floor to try to get the big guys a little bit more tired for Sheridan, and it worked because Mason Morrison really rarely played in the game. He only took 4 shots and really was on the bench more than he was on the floor. So that was goal number 1 that they got. They played really good aggressive defense and shot the ball well. So, you know, they played such good half-court defense against Sheridan, and Sheridan did not have the best night shooting, only shooting 44% combined and only 20% from beyond the arc. So,
yeah, and the thing that you have to like if you're coach Eric Scheck, they did it in kind of what I'd call a different way. Usually you see Nathan Walker and Avery Palmer kind of carry, they kind of deliver the mail for John. Not tonight.
Well, not tonight because Stephon Israel was feeling it, right? I mean, he started the game off banging those 2 threes, and he did not stop. I mean, he really had a great second half as well, not only on the offensive end, but certainly on the defensive end too. So, when you can put a game like that together, and, they don't look for Israel to be their number 1, number 2, as you mentioned.
No.
Really not even a 3 and maybe a 4, but you have Colin Campbell in there.
Well, Colin scored 17, and he had a great night tonight, too.
So when you combine the fact that, you don't have to rely on Walker and Palmer to score because you've got Campbell and Israel, it's going to be a good night.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, like I said, executed game plan. Hey, talk to Coach Sheck. The first thing he says is, well, we got to shut down those bigs. They did it.
They did it, and, they had on the offensive end, they had guys that step up that, again, are not bad players by any means because, Campbell and Israel definitely, they're starters, so they definitely play well, and they both shoot the ball well, but they had good overall games on the offensive end and defensive end and really picked up the slack because Nathan Walker just wasn't in the scoring column tonight. I mean, he just wasn't himself tonight, and he had foul trouble, so that really slowed him down in the second half for sure, but he didn't have the best first half either from that perspective when he's averaging over 17 a game. But a good game plan by the Muskies, but a better result and a better execution of the game plan.
Yeah, and you had to figure that Sheridan had a game plan too, and I'm sure they had number 1 circled, and mission accomplished.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely. But it was the other guys that really stepped up and did the job.
Well, there you
go. What do you have otherwise statistically? Anything glaring that stands out for you? I do think Sheridan did a nice job in the second half with their pressure, creating some turnovers, getting back in this game.
Yep, I had 8 turnovers for John Glenn in the second half, which was doubled up their first half total. So that exactly hit that point that you had mentioned. But what stands out to me is leading the team for John Glenn in rebounds was Caden Walls.
Yeah,
7 rebounds and huge. Again, we had mentioned no second chance points by the Generals were needed tonight, and Caden Walls had 7 rebounds. How many times is he going to lead your team in rebounding? So to me, that's the glaring stat that sticks out there. And Nathan Walker picked up 5 there, and 4 of those were in the second half. So, that from a statistical standpoint, John Glenn shot the ball really well tonight. Again, 54% in the first half for the game. I had him at 33% from beyond the arc and 68% from the 2. So, a good shooting night for John Glenn helped tremendously with really good defense, and that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Like I said, game plan. I tell you what, I was really impressed with the fact. Number 33, we talked about Mason Morrison early in the game. They made him a non-factor.
They really did. The very first time down the floor, he touched the ball, which is what you would assume that the Generals would do, is get it to him at the block. As soon as he touched the ball, man, there were 3 white shirts all over him, just frustrating him enough, and you could see that building in his eyes every time he did touch the ball.
He wasn't comfortable all night long. I don't think so.
Not.
And then the other they did put a lot. Kalen Pulliam, you can tell he's a great ball player, but he really had trouble getting going. And I don't really know that he did have a little spurt there, but he really didn't find his stroke this game. I truly don't think that he was really feeling comfortable the whole game.
No, Reed Kokonis was the difference maker for the Generals. And again, you don't want to take anything away from Sheridan, because I think they executed their game plan too, at least from the defensive end, because they wanted to shut down Palmer and Walker, and they did that. But when you do that, you just hope that somebody else doesn't step up. And unfortunately, that happened.
Well, Campbell and Israel, that's the way it works.
That's a great thing for Coach Sheck to be able to have those other options that will take that step forward when your other guys are either struggling or just being shut down because of good defense. So, but, and the same thing happened again. I know we were talking about Sheridan, that Pulliam just didn't have his best night. Now, in the first half, he was 2 for 9 from the field. And honestly, most of those shots were uncontested shots. He just didn't have it tonight.
Yeah, he had some good looks at some 3-point shots.
Yeah.
He knocks down maybe 1 or 2 of those. Right. It's a different kind of ball game.
Yeah, the crazy thing is he did knock down 2 threes there in the second half.
He started.
They were very contested.
He started to find it. I mean, he really did start to find it. But he was not comfortable all night long. So let's take a look at some of the individual scoring. First for the Generals, Blaine Hannon checks in 2 points. 2 points for Reed Packer. 2 points. Only 2 points for Mason Morrison. 3 points for Andrew Holden. It was 4 points for Kyle Peters. 11 points for Rain Rodich. Three-pointer included there, and leading the way for the Generals, as we talked about, Kaylin Pulliam, 14 points on the night, and 14 points for Reed Kokonis. For the Muskies, a number of players in the scoring column. Noah Larrick picked up 4 points. He played some good defense in spots. They picked some nice spots, got him in the game. He really gave Morrison some troubles, I felt, when they matched up with him. 6 points for 6 points for Nathan Walker. 6 points for Kalen Walls. It was, let me see here, 9 points for Avery Palmer. A lot of those, he had 4 free throws down the stretch, so they kind of relied on his free throw shooting. But leading the way tonight for John Glenn, 17 points for Colin Campbell and 18 points for Stephen Israel. So I think he gets the game ball tonight, and deservedly so. Hit some threes, and he played defense like Stephen Israel plays defense. I mean, he is out there to create some turnovers. Make no mistake about it.
Yes. So, overall, again, good execution by John Glenn to be able to not only come away with a W in a rivalry game, but to put yourself in a position, now you're overtaking that second spot in the MVL Big School Division. So, setting up another opportunity with Tri-Valley later on in the season. So you never know where that's going to go. But games like this are only going to make you better for the stretch run once the tournament time comes around, because every game you play in the tournament is going to be just like tonight.
Yeah, and ultimately that's what you're shooting for, to be ready to play your best basketball at tournament time. But this win, a big one for John Glenn. You always like to show you can play with the big boys. Muskies did that tonight.
Literally. The big boys tonight.
All right, hey, great night here. Keep in mind, this game is going to be available on our YouTube, YRP, on our YRP YouTube. So check that out. You can find a link to that on our website, yourradioplace.com. I want to thank all the technicians here bringing you the game. We had guys on camera, guys directing, people back on College Hill. I want to thank you, John Valentine, as usual. A great job with analysis. And I'm Bill Castler. Final score, one more time. It is the John Glenn Muskies 60, the Sheridan Generals 52. Have a great rest of your night.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Doan Ford, West 40 Auto Sales, W.B Green Insurance, The Rogers Company, Southeastern Med, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Valentine Insurance, and Beth A Glass CPA.
This has been a presentation of ABC Sports.